Hey guys, what's up? Tion here, back again with another challenge video. My last run was with Meowth and Fire Red. I really enjoy Fire Red and Leaf Green, but today we're going back to one of my favorites. This time we're gonna go for Emerald. Today we figure out, can you beat Pokemon Emerald with only a Farfetch'd? There's really nothing special about Farfetch'd's stats. Its highest stat is its attack at 65, which is mediocre. Although taking a look at Farfetch'd's stats, they're all roughly ranging between the same. Its health starting at 52, from its attack all the way to 65. Looking at Farfetch'd's learn set, it learns Swords Dance at level 31. Swords Dance raises the user's attack by 2 stages, which is definitely going to be helpful throughout this run. Just in case we get stuck, we have a good selection of HM/TM moves as well. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the rules. Of course, rule number 1 is no using other Pokemon in battle besides Farfetch'd. HM slaves will have to be caught to complete the rest of the game, although they will not be used in battle. Rule number 2 is no using items in battle. Held items are allowed though. And last but not least, rule number 3 is no hacking or cheating of any kind. Besides getting Farfetch'd in the beginning, there will be no hacking of any kind. And with the rules out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and get right into the run. At the start of every hoeing game, of course, we end up in the back of a moving truck. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This is morally and legally wrong. Somebody please arrest my mom, thanks. We then go to May's house, introduce ourselves, and she tells us that she is Professor Birch's daughter. This little girl then says she hears some screaming, and it's Professor Birch running away from a level 2 Zigzagoon. Seriously, he has 3 really good starters in his bag. In order to save Professor Birch, we have to see the Pokemon that are available to us. We have the option between Mudkip, Trico, and who even cares what the other option is? We're gonna go with Trico. I'm just kidding, you guys read the title. Only after a couple pecks we're able to take out Zigzagoon and save Professor Birch. Due to popular request, we do name our Farfetch'd Chiding. On to our first rival battle. May has a level 5 Mudkip who takes a lot of damage from getting hit with Peck. Mudkip hits us with a growl and a couple tackles, but overall Peck is able to overwhelm it. That was a relatively easy battle. We then receive the Pokédex from Professor Birch and then get our running shoes for Mom, and it's off on the adventure. After we help Wally catch his first Pokemon, our dad tells us to go collect a few gym badges before challenging him, which is completely understandable due to his levels. In Petalburg Forest, on our way to Rustboro City, we run into a Team Aqua Grunt who's trying to rob a Devon Corporation worker, who we easily defeat. Now that he's out of the way, next up is Roxanne. Roxanne, of course, is a Rock-type gym leader, and most Rock types have really good physical defense, so in order to get past this, we have to grind all the way to level 21 where we learn Knockoff. In this game, all Dark-type moves are special, so this shouldn't be an issue. A little bit of time later, we finally get to level 21 and learn Knockoff. It's time for Roxanne. Beating the 2 trainers in front of Roxanne was actually really difficult to do, so I grinded up to level 22, and even with critical hits, it doesn't really seem possible at this level. I come back a couple levels at level 24. We still have to rely on Knockoff, and it's not doing that much damage, but it's definitely doing a lot more than Peck would do. After spamming Knockoff, we eventually take out our first Geodude, and after using Knockoff a couple more times, we get a critical hit and take out our second one as well. Last up is our level 15 Nosepass, who likes to go for Rock Tomb, doing super effective damage and also lowering our speed. Luckily, we have Sand Attack, and we end up abusing this, using Sand Attack until Nosepass's accuracy is completely ruined. Once I use Sand Attack 6 times, we end up going for Knockoff, knocking off Nosepass's Ordinary. We get a critical hit with Knockoff here, but of course Roxanne heals Nosepass back up with a potion. Nosepass lands a Rock Tomb doing a lot of damage, but luckily misses its next attack, and we're able to finish it off with a couple more knockoffs, beating Roxanne and getting the Stone Badge. Next, we save Pico by beating up the same Team Aqua member we beat up earlier. Mr. Briny then thanks us for saving Pico and offers to give us a ride to anywhere we want. We then easily beat up May because we're all the way at level 25 now, and 2 pecks is easily enough to take out Mudkip. Next, we go to Mr. Briny's house and we get to ride the Dewford. Brawly is a fighting type gym leader, and since we have a flying type with Peck, we just jump right into it. Brawly's first Pokemon is a Machop at level 16 who goes down with only 1 peck. Next up is Meditite at level 16 and also goes down with 1 peck. And last but not least, Makuhito's at a level 19 who also goes down to 1 peck. That was officially the easiest Brawly fight I've ever had. We then track down Steven in Granite Cave and deliver a letter so we could go to Slateport. So guys, what I'm about to show you next is extremely rare, and this is even more rare than finding a shiny Pokemon. I was streaming at the time and somebody asked me to show Chiding's stats, and oh my gosh, we have Pokerus, and that is just absolutely amazing. When a Pokemon has Pokerus, it gains double the effort values from battling. It basically does the same thing as a Macho Brace, besides it doesn't lower its speed, and it also stacks with the Macho Brace, which we do later. This basically means Chiding is going to get a lot stronger a lot quicker than it normally would. Hopefully this means we don't have to grind as much. Alright, let's get back into the video. Now that Chiding's basically on steroids, we're easily able to take out these 2 Team Aqua Grunts, and Archie's is absolutely terrified of Chiding. So basically, it's game over. Next up is the rival fight with May. May's first Pokemon is a level 18 Lombre. We are now level 28, so we have a 10 level advantage over Lombre, so we're easily able to take out Lombre with 1 peck. Next up is Slugma at level 18, and Peck almost takes it out with 1 hit as it hits us with a super effective Rock Throw, which does nothing. After we take out Slugma, next up is Marshtomp at level 20. Peck does just under half HP as we get hit with a Water Gun gun, once again doing almost no damage. 2 water guns later and it still does nothing and we're able to finish it off. Now that May's out of the way, haha, that rhyme. Next up is Watson. I know that I'm not ready for this Watson battle. I have to level up a ton in order just to stand a chance. Eventually we make it to level 31. At level 31, Cheating learns Sword Stance, which raises our attack by 2 stages, and this is going to be the MVP of this entire run. Even with Sword Stance though, I know that Peck is still not going to do enough damage, so we have to grind until we have Slash. And also, just for fun, we pick up the Macho Brace, which actually stacks with Pokerus, so now we're earning 4 times the normal amount of EVs that we normally would. After grinding all the way to level 36, even at this level, there's still absolutely no way we're beating Watson. A move that would definitely help us out is Slash, and that is still a lot of levels away. It's time to grind again. At 41, Cheating finally wants to learn Slash. Slash is a very good 70 base power move with a high crit chance that's also normal type, so we get Stab. We end up replacing Knockoff and go straight back to Watson. Coming in this battle of 41 with Sword Dance and Slash definitely gives us the advantage. Voltorb ends up hitting us with a Spark, not doing too much damage at all as we get all of our Sword Dances set up. Now that we're at +6 attack, obviously 1 Slash is enough to take out Voltorb and Electrike. Next up is a Manectric at level 24 but ends up going down to 1 Slash as well. Next up is Magneton at level 22 and we end up getting a critical Slash taking Magneton out. If we didn't get that crit, it probably wouldn't have taken out Magneton since it's resisted. And just like that, we get the 3rd badge from Watson. After defeating Watson, we go to the Rock Smash guy's house and pick up HM06 Rock Smash. Since Wiggo stole our HM boy, all we have is a normal Zigzagoon. Hashtag free HM boy. We then smash a huge boulder and head north. We then go all the way to Meteor Falls just to see this useless cutscene. At the top of Mount Chimney, we have to fight Maxie. Maxie leads off with the level 24 Mightyena who has Intimidate and lowers our attack by 1 stage. Luckily, Slash is still able to 2-shot Mightyena. Next up is Zubat at level 24 who goes down to 1 Slash. Last up is Camerupt at level 25 who almost goes down to 1 Slash but gets healed up by Super Potion. Camerupt gets healed up once again, but a few slashes later we're able to take it out. Next up is Flannery. Flannery leads off with a level 24 Numel who goes for a Overheat, doing almost no damage as we're able to set up a Sword Stance. I know with our attack boosted from the Sword Stance we're able to 1-shot Numel. Next up is Slugma. Slugma also goes down to 1 Slash. Next up is Camerupt at level 26 who also goes down to 1 Slash. And last out was Tentacruel at level 29 who's able to tank a Slash and get healed up with a Hyper Potion as we use Slash once again. Flannery uses another Hyper Potion and we use Slash once again, finishing it off with a critical hit. We then go get the Strength HM from Bobby Wasabi in the Rustfurrow Tunnel. Next up is the normal type gym leader Norman, our dad. I'm so sorry what's coming to you, Dad. I know if we get enough Sword Dances set up, we definitely don't have to worry about anything, but Spinda ends up going for Teeter Dance, and if we hit ourselves with Confusion with all this attack we have, we're definitely gonna hurt ourselves. Somehow, we do not hit ourselves in Confusion at all and get all of our Sword Dances set up, and we're able to take out Spinda with a Slash. Same thing goes for Vigoroth. Next out is Lunatone, and surprise, Slash is enough to take it out, but next up is Slacking, and can we 1-shot? Oh, yep, we can. Okay. One disappointing gym fight later, we get the Bounce Badge from Norman. We then get HM03 Surf from Wally's dad. At the Weather Institute, we're easily able to take out Team Aqua admin Shelly. Next up is May. We also get a cast form and name it like, even though we'll never see it again, it's just here to remind you guys to like the video if you haven't already. May leads off with a level 29 Lombre who goes for Fake Out, but we have Inner Focus and cannot flinch, so we take out Lombre with 1 Slash. Same thing goes for Slugma. Next up is Marshtomp at level 31, and we almost take it out with 1 Slash as we get hit with a takedown, and we finish it off with 1 more Slash. I wonder how many times I'm going to say Slash in this video, because that's basically the only move we're going to be using. May gets us the HM02 Fly, which we eventually teach to Farfetch'd as well. It's a 2-turn move, but it does a lot more damage than Peck. Next up is the Flying type gym leader Winona. I think I pronounced that right, I have no idea. So like always, we want to set up a few Sword Dances so we're easily able to take out our Pokemon. Swablu ends up going for Mirror Move twice, so we're able to set up Sword Dance twice. I only go for 2 here because I don't want Swablu setting up a Perish Song. Next up is Tropius level 29 who also goes down to 1 Slash, and next up is Pelipper who uses Protect. Once Slash connects, it takes down Pelipper. Next out is Skarmory at level 31 who resists Slash and barely survives and misses a Steel Wing, and we take it out with 1 more Slash. Last out was Altaria at level 33 who ends up going down to 1 Slash, and once again we got the Sword Stance / Sweep, getting the Feather Badge from Winona. We then climb Mount Pyre to confront Archie, and he has stolen the red orb. I think that is the wrong orb there, buddy. I once again did the optional rival battle with May, and of course we just end up using a Sword Stance / Sweep to easily win. I then catch him a Chop at level 22 so we can teach it Strength so we can get inside the Magma base. Next up is Maxie who leads off with a level 37 Mightyena who has Intimidate and lowers our attack by 1 stage. We counteract this by using a Sword Stance, making us +1 instead of -1. We eventually take out Mightyena with a Slash, and Camerupt also goes down to 1 Slash. Next out is Acrobat at level 38 who barely survives a Slash as he gets healed up with a Super Potion, but it is not enough and we're able to take it out. Now we have to go deal with Team Aqua once again. Archie ends up stealing a Submarine, running away like a little baby because once again and he is terrified of our Pokerus infected Farfetch'd. After an attempt where we don't hit ourselves in confusion, we're easily able to take out Team Aqua admin Matt's team. Archie senses our presence and once again runs away. We also need a Pokemon who can learn Dive, so once again we use the Master Ball on Tentacruel because that is the only way to capture this elusive Pokemon. We also end up naming it Subscribe for no reason whatsoever. After multiple attempts, this is the closest I actually got at this level, and we're just not able to beat Tate and Liza right now because it is a 2-on-1, making this an extremely difficult battle. Also, since you absolutely need 2 Pokemon to do this battle, I do catch a level 7 Magikarp that does literally as little as possible throughout this entire battle. After many attempts, we finally get this run. We set up a couple Swords Dances here as it's absolutely necessary to do this if you want to win this battle at this level. We take out Claydol with a slash and take out Zoctu with a slash. Next up is Lunatone and Solrock, and we get a critical hit on Lunatone, which is absolutely necessary in order for us to win this battle. Now that it's a 1-on-1, this is going to be a lot easier. We use slash on Solrock and it's just not enough to take it out as we get hit with a Psychic doing an okay amount of damage. Luckily, Solrock's own Citrus Berry brings it out of Hyper Potion range and we're able to take it out, finally beating Tate and Liza. Next up, we have to stop Team Magma from stealing some rocket fuel because they're trying to use it to blow up a volcano or something. Anyway, it's a double battle with Steven, so we definitely have some help on this one. I set up a Swords Dance to raise my attack and use slash on Mightyena, taking it out with a critical hit. Steven then goes for Metal Claw on Camera Up, doing a little bit of damage due to it being a critical hit. Then we finish off Camera Up the following turn with slash. Metang goes for Metal Claw on Camera Up, not doing much damage once again, but we're able to use slash on Camera Up, taking it out this turn. Next out is another Mightyena who has Intimidate, and our attack gets lowered by 1 stage once again. We get hit with the Air Slash, not doing too much damage as we retaliate with a slash. We then get hit with a Scary Face and Metang finishes off Crobat with a Psychic. After Crobat goes down, Mightyena goes for Takedown on Metang, almost doing no damage as we finish it off with a slash. Last out is Golbat at level 40. He uses Bite on Metang, not doing much damage at all, but we're able to finish it off with a combination of Psychic and another slash. Now we have to go deal with Team Aqua. Like always, Archie leads off with a Mightyena that knows Intimidate, lowering our attack by 1 stage. We go for Swords Dance here, raising our attack by 2 stages as Mightyena hits us with a Scary Face, lowering our speed by 2 stages as we finish it off with a critical slash. Next out is a level 41 Crobat that goes for Confuse Ray, making this very dangerous as we do end up hitting ourselves and get hit with a Wing Attack at the same time, but once we connect, we take it out. Archie's last Pokemon is a level 43 Sharpedo who goes for Taunt. Luckily, we're able to break out of confusion and finish it off with a slash. Next, we meet up with Wallace in the Cave of Origin to figure out where Rayquaza is that could resolve the Groudon versus Kyogre situation. We then meet Wallace at the Sky Pillar as the weather starts going crazy, so he abandons us and leaves a 10-year-old child to tame a level 70 dragon. We then wake up the oversized lizard and he flies away, never to be seen again. Haha, psych! It's time for the 8th and final gym leader, Juan. Juan leads off with a level 41 Love Disc who loves to confuse us, so we only set up 1 Swords Dance to take it out with a slash. Now that Love Disc is out of the way, we could set up another Swords Dance. As Celio hits us with an Aurora Beam, doing a good amount of damage, we're able to finish it off with a slash. You guys know the drill by now. Kingdra goes down with a 1 slash. Whiscash also gets taken out with a 1 slash, and next up is Crawdon at level 43 who also gets 1 shot with slash. Finally defeating Juan and getting the Rain Badge, the 8th and final gym badge. At this point, the combination of Swords Dance and slash looks absolutely unstoppable. With Juan out of the way, next up is Victory Road. In Victory Road, I forget about Wally because who does not forget about Wally? He leads off with a level 44 Altaria, and we just use this opportunity to set up a Swords Dance and slash, taking it out in 1 hit. Next out is Magneton at level 41, and although it's resisted, it does a ton of damage as we take it out in only 2 slashes. Next out is Delcatty, who didn't even go for a fake out. Next out is Wally's Gardevoir at level 45, who also goes down to 1 slash, surprise surprise. And last but not least is Roselia at level 44, who gets taken out with a unnecessary critical slash. It took me way too long, but eventually I find my way out of Victory Road. I know I might be alright at this level, but I want to level up just a little bit just in case. After grinding for a little while and using all the rare candies we've saved up during this playthrough, we eventually get Chiding all the way to level 76. The only move we have to hit ghost types is Fly, but that's more than enough considering we have Swords Dance. First up is Elite 4 member Sydney, who specializes in Dark type Pokemon. Of course, Mightyena has Intimidate, so we set up a Swords Dance, raising our attack by 2 stages. We're able to take out Mightyena with 1 critical slash. Next, he sends out Absol at level 49, who also gets 1 hit with slash. Next out is Shiftry at level 48, and of course we use Fly because it's super effective, but we actually end up missing because Fly's accuracy is actually 95. Next attempt using Fly though, it connects and takes out Shiftry. Next up is Cacturn at level 46, and the same thing happens to it. I'm actually proud of Chiding of getting a couple knockouts without having to use slash, but of course we have to use slash on Crawdon to take it out in 1 hit. I literally only set up 1 Swords Dance and we had an Intimidate on us, so we're only +1 attack, and that was the easiest Elite 4 member battle I've ever had. Next up is Elite 4 member Phoebe, who specializes in ghost types. The only move we have that could hit any of her Pokemon is Fly, so we're gonna have to set up a few Swords Dances to actually get this to work. Phoebe leads off with a Dusclops at level 48 who always ends up going for Protect first turn. This is a perfect opportunity to set up Swords Dance and raise our attack by 2 stages. If Dusclops was smart, it would go for Protect every single time we were about to attack with Fly, but for some reason we're able to get one off and take it out. Next out is Banette at level 49, and it does not have the best physical defense, so we're easily able to take it out with one Fly. Next up is our second Dusclops at level 51, and we actually end up missing Fly and getting hit with a Rock Slide. But once again, once Fly connects, we're easily able to take it out in one hit. Next out is our second Banette, who also goes down to one Fly. Last but not least is Sableye at level 50, one of her strongest Pokemon. We use Fly, and it ends up taking it out in only one hit. And just like that, we defeated Phoebe. Now we're free to use Slash over and over again. Next up is the Ice-type specialist Glacia. Glacia leads off with a level 50 Celio who absolutely loves to go for Hail first turn. Knowing this, we use this opportunity to set up 2 Swords Dances, raising our attack by 4 stages, making sure nothing on our team can survive what's coming to it. Once we have 2 Swords Dances set up, we're able to use Slash and easily take out Celio in one hit. Now that Celio's out of the way, next up is one of her Glacies. I'm not sure if this is the one that could explode or not, so we have to be careful. It's not like it would get an opportunity to explode anyway, because we easily take it out with one critical Slash. Next out is her other Celio at level 52, who we're easily able to take out with a Slash. Next out is our other Glalie, and of course it goes down with one Slash. Last but not least is Walrein at level 53, and since we have 2 Swords Dance set up and not one, we're able to one-shot it with Slash. Surprise, surprise. In my last video, I accidentally called Lance Drake, so this time we're gonna call Drake Lance. Elite 4 member Lance specializes in Dragon-type Pokemon. For some reason, Shogun always goes for Protect first turn, so we use this opportunity once again to set up a Swords Dance. I set up one more Swords Dance because if we don't, we're not going to be able to one-shot all of his Pokemon. Shogun hits us with a Rock Tomb, dropping our speed, which actually matters later, but we take it out with one Slash. Next out is his Ace Salamence at level 55 that drops our attack by 1 stage with Intimidate and hits us with a Rock Slide. Since we set up 2 Swords Dances, we're still at +3 and we're able to take it out with one Slash. Altaria also goes down to one Slash. Can somebody please count how many times I said Slash in this video, because the same thing happens to Kingdra. Last out was Flygon, who could actually outspeed us because we got hit with that Rock Tomb, but we survived with only 23 HP, and of course we finish it with a Peck. That was a pretty close battle, but this one's definitely gonna test us. Next up is the champion. Since this is the final battle, we use all of our PP restoring moves on Farfetch'd to restore his PP. As somebody laugh, I said PP. Alright guys, here we go. Wallace the champion battle. This one's definitely gonna be rough. Wallace leads off with a level 57 Wailord who likes to use Water Spout, which could do a ton of damage. Luckily, Wailord goes for Rain Dance here, and we're able to set up a Swords Dance. One Swords Dance is definitely not enough to take it out. As Wailord attempts a Blizzard, luckily it misses. We set up another Swords Dance, raising our attack by 2 more stages as Wailord hits us with a Water Spout, doing a good amount of damage. We end up taking out Wailord with a critical Slash, and next up is his level 55 Tentacruel. Luckily, we are faster, so Tentacruel actually can't get a Toxic off, and we're able to take it out with one Slash. Next up is Milotic at level 58, and actually goes down to one Slash as well. Next out is Ludicolo, who ends up going for nothing because it gets taken out with the Slash. Wow, I'm really starting to like this move. At this point, there's really nothing Wallace could do. We have our Swords Dances set up, and we're faster, so there's absolutely no way he could do anything. Whiscash goes down, and Gyarados is out next. Even though it has Intimidate, it is still not enough to save itself. That battle did take a few attempts, but finally we are able to defeat Wallace, and we finally become the Pokemon League champion with only a Farfetch'd. Due to popular request, we're actually not going to do Steven in a separate video. We're going to do Steven right now and see if it's possible. Something's telling me that this is not going to be easy at all. Is the same tactic going to be enough to take out Steven? I seriously doubt it. In order to help with the Steven fight, we pick up Leftovers in the SS title. After getting Leftovers, leveling up a few times, and getting the best moveset I could think of for cheating, this is the moves that we have. Slash, Swords Dance, Double Team, and Attract. The goal is to make Skarmory completely miss all of our moves as we set up every single Double Team and Swords Dance that we can. It takes many attempts, but eventually we do get that attempt where we set up all of the things we need, and we hit it with Slash, doing an okay amount of damage. Now Slash really is the best move, guys. I've looked at this move list every single way possible, and this is the move that has the most potential to do the most amount of damage. Steven also has a ton of full restores that he's not afraid to use. I knew Skarmory was going to get switched out as soon as it got healed up because I've done this battle so many times, so I predict that and go for Attract, instantly making Credilli fall in love. We hit Credilli with a Slash, and it does just under half HP as it sets up an Ingrain, healing itself little by little each turn. I was pretty confident at this point that we were going to take out Credilli, but somehow it hits a stupid Confuse Ray, and we end up hitting ourselves in confusion, doing a ton of damage to ourselves. I know over time we're going to heal it back up with Leftovers, but it's definitely going to take a while. Next turn, we're able to take out Credilli, and next up is Claydol, who goes down to one Slash because it's not resisted. Next out is Armaldo at level 76, and he has Aerial Ace, so we have to really be careful and hope that he just gets infatuated by love. Luckily, that's exactly exactly what happens as we're able to hit Armaldo with a slash doing a lot of damage, and we know one more is enough to take it out. Now this is the crazy part, and I really was not expecting this. Aggron is level 76, and it's 4 times resist slash, and slash is the only attacking move we have, so we really don't have a choice. Now because Steven is just an absolute troll, he ends up using 4 stores on Aggron, just putting us both in torture, and this was just absolutely awful. But eventually we finally run out of PP, and we're able to use Struggle. Now Struggle is typeless, and we have +6 attack, so that means we're actually going to end up doing more damage than we would with slash. We eventually take out Aggron, and it took literally forever. Next out was Skarmory, and we're actually out of attract PP, so we have to get hit with a ton of aerial aces before we're able to take it out. I would like to think that Skarmory actually did this on purpose, but I know the AI in this game is not that good. Once again, it takes forever, but eventually we take out Skarmory. Last out is his ace Metagross at level 78. We're so low from fighting Skarmory, but we get the lucky critical hit, and we're so close to taking ourselves out with recoil damage. And surprisingly, we use Struggle. It takes out Metagross, but it also ends up taking out us, bringing us both down, resulting in a draw. Oh my gosh, I'm literally gonna go crazy. I'm gonna do this again. I'm not settling with the draw. About 50 attempts later, and we get a much better run. We take out Armaldo relatively easy, and since we have PP left, we're able to use it on Skarmory and not get smacked with a ton of aerial aces. Basically, all this came down to is I needed a lucky crit on Aggron, so we actually have PP left over, and Steven wasn't able to PP stall us out. Now, I'm slightly stupid, and I use Attract on Metagross because I forgot it didn't have a gender, as it hits us with Meteor Mash, doing a ton of damage. It really looks like at this point, since I used Attract, it might screw me over in the long run. All we can do now is hope Metagross misses all of its attacks. If it hits us with one thing, we are done. Slash does an okay amount of damage, but 2's not enough to take it out. And unfortunately, we knocked this thing into full restore range, so GG, it's over. And oh my gosh, I'm just kidding. He has a Citrus Berry. His Citrus Berry brings him not into full restore range, so Steven actually doesn't heal him up. And with one more slash, we are able to take Metagross out with a critical hit. And just like that, guys, we defeated Steven, only at level 81. I'm surprised it didn't take more. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see me do a specific run, make sure to comment down below in the comments. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos if you have not already. See you guys same time next week. Peace out, guys.